The Christmas gifts came early and often for Coach Prime and his staff as he's won 3 players on Christmas Day. I want to talk about them and how great that is for Colorado football, especially as they're moving up the charts very fast. We'll talk about that and more coming up here in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thank you for tuning in here on the YouTube channel. This video, we're going to talk about the 3 recruits that have decided to sign with Colorado. 2 transfers, wide receiver Jimmy Horn Jr. and Sedu Treyore from Arkansas State, as well as quarterback Kason Wiseman. Now, we're going to focus on Treyore in the end, but I want to make mention of the others. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. We're dropping a lot of college football content, mainly around OU football, Colorado football, and college football in general. And if you've been here for a while, hit that share button and share it out. Why? Because sharing is caring. The only way this content is going to get out there is because of you, the people. And so Colorado football got themselves another big recruit coming in from South Florida, as well as Arkansas State. And because of the work that Coach Prime and his staff has been doing, Colorado has moved up the charts, which is a pretty big deal. Initially, Coach Prime and his staff walked into a composite rated class under the 60s, probably around 74. And now they've moved up on the composite side to a top 45, top 50 class at 43, with a transfer rating of 3rd, which is huge, and adding that up total 24th overall, a top 25 overall class. That's a huge deal for a new coach, and it shows you the gravity that the name Coach Prime takes in front of everyone. And so these recruits that they got over Christmas Day, I think will be very impactful for what Coach Sean Lewis is trying to do on the offensive side. They've already got the Jackson State players, which we'll talk about in another video later, but adding in a veteran wide receiver like Jimmy Horn Jr. out of University of South Florida, who had 67 catches for over 1,000 yards, about 1,066 yards last season, is really huge because you bring in some speed and some veteran presence that will work very good in Sean Lewis's high up tempo offense. So Coach Lewis is going to definitely put him to work. And then you bring in a young quarterback in Kason Wiseman. Now, Kason Wiseman, what fascinated me the most about him deciding to come to Colorado is that he's one of many quarterbacks that are going to take a chance at this school. Kason was initially committed to the University of Kansas. He's based out of Douglasville, Georgia, and he had a pretty solid career there. But now he comes out there. He has Deion Sanders, who will be the starting quarterback as expected. He's even considered as a top Heisman candidate. It's a pretty big deal, and that's a very high amount of expectations that is placed on him from the media. But I think he can live up to that because he was a composite 4-star quarterback. He was highly rated coming out of high school. And so you add in Kason Wiseman with Ryan Staub, who signed as well this past Wednesday. So that's going to be a nice little quarterback room for them to start for Sean Lewis, Coach Lewis, to figure out what's going to be next. So Coach Prime and staff is doing some big things, but I wanted to really talk about Sedu Treyore. Love saying his name because I'm learning how to pronounce it properly, but he's based from England. He originally came from England and came to the States and started playing football. He went to Clearwater Academy International out of Clearwater, Florida, and that's where he first started to play football. Very unknown player out there, wasn't very well known. And he walked in 6'4", 210 wide receiver that was converted to tight end in the 21 class. Went to Arkansas State, and first year he was okay. You know, looking at the numbers here that we had for him, we had about 11 catches, 100 and something yards in his first time playing football. And then, 11 passes for 79 yards in his first season there. And then last season, he went out there and cooked it up. 50 receptions, 655 yards. And then video like this was what you're getting. You're getting a tight end who is fast, who's strong, and who's got some hands. He's just catching it over the middle, as you see here against James Madison. And then he pulled a one-hander against Ohio State. I'm telling you, this is something that's special. When you have freakish players at tight end, like what we're seeing out of Treyore, it's very helpful to the quarterback, especially when he's going up against those pass rushes in the Pac-12, which are not anything too shabby, especially once you see teams like Oregon, who has put defensive ends in the NFL draft in top 2 picks, like in Kayvon Thibodeaux, who just was recently drafted from Oregon. You're going to see them really put pressure on a quarterback like Deion Sanders, who will be fresh and new into the Pac-12 as well as the Power 5 ranks. And so having a tight end as kind of a safety net, it's kind of a big deal. So it's something you definitely want to have. So outside of that, this is a pretty big step forward for Coach Prime, especially in the early parts of the recruiting cycle. We just got past early signing day. We'll talk about a lot of those recruits on a next video. Also, we still got bowl season, and once bowl season is complete, which we're right in the middle, dab smack in the middle of, once these high-profile games are over past New Year's Day, you'll see more players in the transfer portal. And at that point, it's a good opportunity that Coach Prime can snatch up 1 or 2 or 3 of them to build up a potentially top 20 to top 15 class. So hop in the comments, let your boy know. Do you think Coach Prime can pull in an overall top 20 class at Colorado? That's including transfers and recruits. And can he get that recruiting class past the top 35? Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification. I would love to have you in here as we're talking a lot more Colorado football in our college football stuff, because it's the most intriguing thing going on right now. Thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you probably in a few hours. Peace.